today what I'm going to be talking about is depositing sperm, freezing it for future use in case you want to use it, have biological children or what have you, or I guess for any reason that you'd want it for. I don't know, whatever everybody might save it for otherwise, but you never know. Things are wild in this world. So anyway, I had a chance to talk to a physician that works for Give Legacy. I think it's givelegacy.com is their website. I don't get anything from, promoting them or anything. I just thought they were really cool to take the time to talk with me. And they also had an LGBTQ plus page on their website, as well as a page on their site that is dedicated just to gender affirming stuff for folks that are on hormone therapy. And speaking with that physician, she said herself, and they also have a nurse that both are well versed in issues that can be encountered by folks that are on estrogen therapy, specifically for whenever they're trying to do sperm preservation. So really cool stuff. Really appreciated that company is getting out there and reaching out to this community. So anyway, she gave me kind of a rundown of like how things work whenever you order the kit and what you need to do, and then just a couple of tips and tricks for like what will make a better sample overall, because you want to get a good sample. You don't want to like send it off and find out that there's like one half developed poor little sperm going in a circle and that's all you got. Anyway, so she said whenever you order your kit online, you get it in the mail, of course, and then you kind of have some timelines here you need to think about. So if you get it and you're ready to go, send it right back off, that's great. But she said usually it needs to be used within the first couple of days, or it needs to be refrigerated for up to about 6 months. Because apparently the preservative that's in the kit that you're going to have to mix with your sample is only good at room temperature for a few days. So you're going to want to tend to that and make a decision if you're going to handle things right away or if you're going to do it later, put it in the fridge. Anywho, so be aware of that. She said, and then whenever you're sending it back, usually there may be like some constraints on what day of the week that you send it back, because they're going to overnight it, but logically, yeah, you wouldn't want to try to send it overnight on a Saturday, because then it's going to get there on a Sunday. Probably their lab is not going to be open on a Sunday, so any kit from any company should instruct you on what days of the week would be better for sending it off. Because, you don't want to leave that stuff sitting around at room temperature. You want to do it and then get it sent off within like 24 hours afterwards. Don't be leaving it on like the dashboard of your car for 5 days. Please. Anyway, so besides that, she also was saying there are some kind of just things to think about whenever you're thinking about doing sperm preservation that can kind of help increase the quality of your sample. So, of course, the first thing to consider is the hormone therapy that you're on. Both she and I recommend that for the best sample, I'm not saying that this is the only way to do this, but for the best sample collection, you're going to need a certain amount of testosterone in your body. And so that's probably going to require you going off of estrogen therapy for a period of time that's usually going to last somewhere between 3 to 6 months to get your testosterone levels to come back up to where they're high enough to cause better sperm production. That may not be an option for some folks because of dysphoria or whatever the reason may be. And so maybe discuss with your provider decreasing your estrogen dose enough to where maybe your testosterone level can come up some, but you'd still be on estrogen therapy, so you wouldn't quit entirely. You can play it however you want to. Just discuss that with your provider. And then another thing to consider is also make sure your provider knows what all medications you take and, over-the-counter medications, any supplements and stuff, because those kind of things sometimes can affect sperm production. So, it's not common, but make sure they know everything that's in the picture to kind of help guide you with this stuff. And then there are other practical considerations that you may not think about whenever you're thinking about ordering one of these kits. One of them would be, of course, smoking. If you smoke cigarettes, this can decrease the quality and motility of sperm. And so you might want to try and at least decrease how much you smoke, or if you can stop smoking for several weeks prior, great. You will increase the odds that you have a better sample by doing so. There's also folks who are chronic weed smokers that do cannabis. I mean, hey, I'm not here to crap on cannabis. I think it has multiple uses and everything, but one of the things they've seen in some studies is that it can decrease sperm count with chronic use. This isn't something where it's like, you know, you do it once on the weekend every now and again and da 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 da. This is for people that are using it, you know, a goodly amount every day, stuff like that. It does significantly affect sperm counts negatively. Anyway, so smoking of any kind there, you need to consider if you can decrease or stop for a while before you do your sample. Another thing to consider is how we position our bodies. So a lot of people do tucking, and this is actually going to decrease your sperm count because, you know, the gonads are where they're at for a particular reason. It's the perfect temperature and everything for them for maximizing sperm production. And so whenever you do tucking, it's putting them into an area that's going to create, you know, probably more heat than they're used to, and or it could mash them up into a position that also not that great to encourage them to be producing sperm. So for a period of at least 4 weeks prior to donating, it is encouraged then that, you know, you stop doing tucking, and then also think about other things you could be doing that could amount to the same thing, basically. You know, I don't know, if you ride a bicycle all the time, like if you ride a bicycle 8 hours a day, I actually do know people that do this, they do deliveries on bikes. The pressure down there can actually cause issues. And then there are people who wear like super tight jeans or pants of any sort, or like super tight underwear. These are effectively going to do the same thing as tucking, increasing the internal temperature of the gonads and stuff. So maybe think about that kind of stuff, and see if you can reduce or stop it at about 4 weeks or so before you're planning on doing your sample. And then there are other just basic things. You know, good nutrition and hydration are always going to help with this sort of thing. Now, there's not really particularly like superfoods or something you're going to eat that's going to make it like super sperm or anything, but like good solid nutrition, not just eating a PB&J sandwich with, you know, saltines, or I don't know, I'm just making crap up. Just, you know, here in America we have a lot of crap foods, and we eat the crap foods because they're more affordable and they're more convenient, but when we do that, we do affect sperm count. So if you're thinking about it, perhaps try to throw in an orange or something for a few weeks before you do your sample. Just improve your nutrition and your health level prior, because all these things can make a little bit of difference in there. Because, I mean, if you're going to spend a few $100s to preserve sperm, you want to make sure that the sperm you're preserving is the best sample you can get at the time. So anyway, so highly encourage those kind of lifestyle changes and whatnot to help increase the motility and quantity potentially of the sperm sample that you're producing. So anyways, that was the tips and tricks. I hope it helps some people out. I thought it was really cool that Give Legacy met with me to kind of go over this process with me, because, I mean, honestly, I had imagined how this process would go, but it was interesting to hear some of the things that actually happen, such as, you know, you need to either use the kit whenever you get it or put it in the fridge, and then whenever you actually do your sample, you need to send it off like within 24 hours, you know, and then these little lifestyle things, I'm like, you know, I mean, it makes good logical sense, but sometimes you don't just stop and think about that stuff. You order the kit, and when you get it, you're like, oh crap, maybe I should have done some of this stuff first. Anyway, so good stuff to think about. Hope everybody enjoyed it, learned something, and go forth and do good things. Bye!